What is a zombie's favorite nutritious breakfast cereal? Raisin Brain. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you are well. I hope your weekend is getting off to a good start. We've got Dead Zergling first in chat tonight. For Frodo, Zergling cries. And Sir Rack of Lamb close behind. Welcome in, Sir Rack of Lamb, as well. Pleasure to have both of you here, my friends. And Lucent Jelly, welcome in. Thank you for joining us, Jelly. It's been on my mind. It's been on my mind to do a reread of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. Sometime very soon. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've read all the way through both of those, but I'm a very slow reader. It takes a long time. So completing the journey, it's a somewhat dubious notion. My guess for the question marks is Jump King, so I'm not really sure what we're going to do tonight, my friends. We're going to finish Vampire Crystals. That I'm sure of. I've got to finish this game, right? Not that I'm sick of it or anything. I'm not. It is hard, and some of the levels have been frustrating with with their length, but with the end of the Halloween month approaching and 2 games still left to get through, I've got to beat it to meet my goals. So we're gonna finish this game tonight, and then depending on how I feel after that, we're gonna do something else. Probably something retro. Zergling's guessing Jump King. I'm not really totally against Jump King, and I do need to play it, but I also don't want to switch capture devices, so I'm leaning toward maybe doing another playthrough of one or both of the Splatterhouse games, or maybe doing a playthrough of Ghosts and Goblins on the NES. It's been a long time since I picked that game up, and I need to be in shape for that for New Year's. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Let's dive into this game though. As we continue to chat, we'll at least move things along. I was right. I was right there. Sir Rack of Lamb says on the for the punchline. Well done. Did Zergling too. Excellent. Excellent. You're beginning to think like I do, my friends. That's actually a really bad sign. Orange juice and a brain muffin. Oh, I like it, Sir Rack of Lamb. Hey, Loyal to Soil. Welcome in, Loyal. Thank you for joining us. I hope you've been doing well. And Buddha Fingers, welcome in. If you're going to drag out the NES, I think that you're thinking Star Tropics 2, Buddha Fingers. I want to do that. I would like to do that, I think, in December. We did the first one in December. I feel like doing the second one in December. Maybe Frownie, maybe would be a pretty good idea. I need to float this idea out there though. You know, I stream a lot. For a long while now, I've been streaming for big chunks of time and pretty consistently. There is a possibility that may be changing. This is all very nebulous and maybe nothing to worry about, but there is a there is a greater than zero probability that my streaming hours may may change or reduce within the next several weeks to couple months. I'm looking to enter a different and more regular employment situation, and that's going to affect the freedom that I have. The stream is never going to go away completely. I would have to stop playing video games entirely for that, and I just can't do that. As long as I'm playing games, the stream will exist, but there could be some changes. Greater than zero probability is an interesting way to say that, Jelly says. I told you the snow farm wouldn't break even, Frownie. So, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and start floating that idea out there, because some people do support and subscribe to the stream, and I don't want you to feel like I pulled the rug out from under you. If you, if you give to support the stream, and then then it turns out to be reduced by some significant percentage, or shifted into a completely unacceptable time period. I'm going to float out there that those are possibilities that could be happening in the near-ish future. Jelly, why did you do this to us? Jelly's not doing anything to us. Jelly has very heavily, the stream exists because Jelly has very heavily subsidized the stream for several years. And I think that she would be perfectly happy to do so in perpetuity. But, you know, we have some goals that we want to meet that, you know, our current financial situation, our current employment structure in our home doesn't, you know, it's a little bit difficult to meet some of the goals that we have in our you know, in our personal lives. And so there's a possibility we might be able to make a change that's going to help us reach some of those, and it may somewhat negatively impact the stream. It may not impact the stream very much at all. It's very nebulous right now. depending on what I land on, and, you know, what, you know, sort of my daily routine ends up looking like, there's a distinct possibility that I could be streaming at night, working in the morning, sleeping in the afternoon. My lifestyle wouldn't change very much at all. But there's a greater than zero probability that there's going to be at least a few changes. And that may reduce us to a different time period in the day, or it may reduce us to certain days of the week, or... But I just want to let you know, for the benefit, you know, of people who have been able to and have been generous enough to support the stream. I don't, you know, I want to make sure that I do right by everybody. And I also just want to let you know, because of the idea of, like, planning out future games, if the amount of stream time is reduced, then the speed at which I make it through things is going to be tremendously reduced. So, like, the idea of what I plan to do in the future is going to get stretched out across a much wider timeline. I refuse to think Frownie would want to bring us any less joy, Loyal says. Frownie, it is my opinion that whatever happens, thank you for everything. I enjoyed it immensely, Buddha Fingers says. Thank you, Buddha Fingers. I very much appreciate that. And I don't think there's any reason to be feeling doom and gloom. I just want people to be prepared because we have been, I have been pouring heavy amounts of pretty regular time into the stream for a long while now. And I've really enjoyed doing that, and, I'd like to continue doing that, but there are, there are other factors. It may just give you more stories for the stream, Jelly says. You do what you have to do to keep your life going with needing a new roof and new plumbing. It seems like a new income source is not unreasonable. I don't know what the roof situation is going to be like. So we have we've contacted roof repair. They can't get anyone out to us until Monday, so fingers crossed. We're gonna have someone look. We're gonna have someone look at our roof situation on Monday and give us all the bad news there, and we'll see. It's time to really start pushing for Star Tropics 2 sooner rather than later. I guess I should also point out, if everything works the way that Jelly and I have planned, even if I do have to reduce the stream for a different employment situation, for a while, if everything works the way that Jelly and I have planned, there's also a greater than zero possibility the stream may once again expand. So even if we do reduce the stream for a stretch of time, it may also only be for a particular stretch of time. We'll see. There's a lot of unknowns. And I know, like, I know I'm speaking in very vague and cryptic terms, but, there's a... I don't know. I don't know how to finish that sentence. Oh Would it be too much of a pride ask what kind of what line of work you're looking to go into? It's not that it's a prying question. But there's I'm not entirely sure what direction I'm gonna go. We're in very early stages of just sort of doing some research. If you stream less, does that mean that Jelly will stream more? That's the compromise that Jelly and I have worked out. I told her if I start streaming less, then she has to consistently upload her YouTube videos. She has to revive her YouTube project. You don't get enough love that you deserve, my dude, Loyal says. Thank you, Loyal. You're too kind. I would say, Budafingers, I don't have a lot of particularly specialized skill sets. It's like, my skill sets lean very heavily into things that are, like, that are clerical and customer service in nature, so... As for what I'd be looking to get into, I'm sort of limited by what particular... I'm sort of limited by my particular educational and skill background. mean, I have a strong background in education as well, but... I wasn't particularly considering that field. Maybe, though. Who suggested that? I don't know, but that guy must be onto something. Oh, Pookie, welcome in. Sorry it took me so long to greet you, my friend, but I'm very happy to have you here. I'm surprised this game has lasted this long. Oh, goodness. I'm not playing with a tremendous amount of focus here. Is there a good amount of content, or is it mostly a difficulty wall? It's sort of a little bit of each, Pookie. There's about... There are... I think that there are... I know I let my timer run down. That's okay. I think there are 18 levels. There's 18 base levels, but you have to do 2 loops. The second loop is the same levels at nighttime, and they are substantially more difficult. So, I mean, that's a reasonable amount, I think, for like a downloadable title. But I have been stuck. I have been running into I've had a couple levels now where I have let's see if I can finish that thought. I have had levels where I've been stuck. Like last time when we played this on Wednesday night, there was a level I got stuck on one level for like 2 hours. So there are places where I do kind of hit the wall with difficulty, but it might be at least partially a me problem. Excuse me a moment. Jelly's bringing me some coffee. Thank you for the coffee, Jelly. I should probably be drinking tea tonight. I've got a bit of my throat's a little bit sore. I've turned off some of the edible redemptions are turned off for the night tonight. My throat's feeling a little sore. I think I breathed too much cold air outside today. There's a long life ahead. You can definitely navigate quite a ways out from where you sit today, Buddha says. This is true. I am, I do think that I am capable of, learning new things yet. But just from the perspective of where I'm starting from. education, clerical, customer service like that. I'm heavy in I'm heavy in that kind of background. I liked her Spy versus Spy video the best. Methinks Pookie says she went from what the heck is this to knowing how it plays pretty well by the end. Thank you, Pookie. I'm very much. Is there a ghost in the house? That's the line. If you're familiar with that video from the Spy versus Spy video from Jelly, Jelly and I reference that all the time in our daily lives. When that whole part where she's confused and the game is breaking down, and the way that she says, "Is there a ghost in the house?" Oh. Do you want to stay on the overnight schedule? Something to think about. If there's a Fred Meyer or Kroger near you, their overnight grocery department generally have a pretty good starting wage. Over here it starts at 17, but after the first year, you move into the union, get a $5 plus increase. Don't know if I'm a reasonable distance from either of those in particular. I'm tempted to teach you Linux for real, Budafinger says. The only way that I have survived streaming with Linux is by leaning heavily onto people helping me out. Well, have I had more than two? I think I've had two big crises where I needed to get help with Linux. StatCat saved me when my hard drive was melting down a couple years ago, and of course you saved me when my webcam died. I've solved a few things on my own, but I've had a couple other issues I solved on my own. But I mean, mostly it's just set up now, and as long as I don't mess with it, like, it just works, and that's what I like about it. How do I always manage to come into the stream exactly when you talk about that? Hey, StatCat, welcome in. I have the easy ticket, StatCat got the hard one. Well, I mean, the solution at the end ended up being very simple. Yes, Budafingers, but you put in a lot of work for us to arrive at that point. I'm in Ohio now, StatCat says. Excellent. I hope all the traveling went smoothly. There were no great calamities along the way. feel like I turned rather careless there. Let me catch up. I'm a bit behind here. It's 12:43 right now, so I'm ahead of you in the timeline. No, it's 12:43 for me as well. We're in the same. We're both in the central timeline. Even most decent jobs are a fake it till you make it space, and if you're halfway intelligent, you make an impact. In the IT space, in order to move up, you have to be ready and willing to move from company to company, Pookie says. Visiting family I've never met here, including my aunt I haven't seen in like 25 years, StatCat says. Hopefully everyone's getting along real well. Otaku Bin Skates and Games, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I feel like your name has upgraded a little bit since last we chatted. I don't remember the skates part, but happy to see you again. I hope you've been doing well. I changed my username. Yeah, I saw that. I'm fairly well connected to the outdoors. Having a 3-month-old puppy will put you outside several times a day. I work in health IT, StatCat says. I more or less lucked into it, being where I need to be at in the right time to replace someone who left their position. Oh, it's 1:45. Okay, yeah, so yeah, then you are ahead of me. Yeah, you were Otaku Bin Gamer before. I touch pavement all the time. Buddhafinger says the fake it till you make it part definitely exists. It's real, but it's only skin deep. You can't get very far with it. Sorry, I'm kind of reading the chat in occasional blocks. I can't keep a consistent watch on it because the game's very demanding. So thank you for your your patience when it takes me a little while to get to the comments there. I definitely want to read everything everyone has to say. I can't do it and survive at the same time. I very much would like to not end up grinding the same level for 2 hours like I did last night. Or, you know, last stream or whatever. Kind of close, but at the same time, I'm kind of hanging on by a thread. Well, I guess I'm pretty far off on the crystals. Come on. No, no, we were right there. I was 18 away. Oh, life is bad. Oh, we were so close. That hurts my heart. Reason for my name change is because of skateboarding being in my lifestyle, Otaku says. Right on. I owned a skateboard as a kid, but I never learned to I never really learned to ride it properly. My question was a joke, by the way. Jank Vimber approaches. Stoked to see you on. Thank you, Loyal. I'm very happy to have you here. Sir Lamb says, I'm headed out. I have to be at work in about 6.5 hours. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great night, Sir Lamb. Thank you for being here. I hope you rest well and tomorrow goes very smoothly for you. I focus on the game, then catch up on the chat between rounds. It looks pretty difficult. Yeah, it's hard to look away from. Invert face cam will do. We can do that. Pookie? Yeah, I turned the wheel and the pistachios off tonight. I've got a little bit of a sore throat situation building, and I just don't want to irritate it any further. I think I was I don't know. I said before, I think it was a situation of being out in the cold air for too long, but I don't know. I'm just feeling a little scratchy, a little irritated. So I'm going to take a night off from the edibles and just have liquids during the stream. I was saying before, I probably should have made myself some... I probably should have asked Jelly to make me some tea instead of some coffee, but... Hey, thank you for the hydrate. That we can do. So I was saying before, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but we have had different people shift in and out. And what we were talking about before is I was just floating the idea out there. I'm getting people a little bit prepared that there is I said there's a greater than 0 probability that I might be looking into a new... Well, I'm going to be looking into a new sort of a more regular employment situation. And there is a greater than 0 possibility that the stream may be affected in some way. There may come a shift in our streaming time or a reduction in my streaming hours in the next, several weeks or a few months. It's nothing that's going to happen right away. I don't have any specifics to share or anything like that. But I'm just sort of letting people know, because some people do, sort of donate and subscribe and support the stream. And I don't want to feel like anyone's... I don't want anyone to feel like they've been cheated for their generosity. So I just want to let you know, like, as you support the stream, that there is the possibility that the time period that the stream happens in may change on you. And so I just don't want anyone to feel like they've had the rug pulled out from under them when the number of hours decrease, or if the stream shifts to a time period they can't watch it. That is something that could happen within the next couple months. Or it may not happen at all, because I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be, I don't know what and when and where I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to be doing, when I'm going to be doing it, or where I'm going to be doing it. And so... I don't have any specifics to share, but I do want to plant the seed that at least I would say at least some sort of change is more likely than not. I appreciate a lot of the shapes that they make in the with the crystals. They make really simple ones, but there've been like greater ones, like there's like a jack-o'-lantern shape, the stick man, of course. I feel like there've been others too. It's less interesting, but they make a giant crescent that I think is supposed to be representative of the moon. Oh, yuck. I was consciously trying to avoid those spikes there, and yet... No, that was invulnerability. My approach was too slow and it faded away. Oh, yuck. I can't afford all this damage. Oh, no. I know there are spikes there, and I keep walking over them. Yeah, I did realize what that sounded like when I said it, Buddha Fingers. After I said it. Okay, I saw a shooting star in the background. It doesn't, like, have any significance. I shouldn't be looking at the background. I'm not convinced of the merits of the bomb item. I mean, it doesn't... Like, I don't think it hurts me to grab it. I mean, it could... It could hurt me to go... Oh my goodness, I'm... Speaking of getting hurt, every time I say hurt, I get hurt in the game. I need to be quiet. I don't think the bomb hurts me, but I don't think it's worth going out of my way to collect it, is all I was trying to say. I need greater crystal density. Please no. Don't let me trip at the finish line a second time, please. I'm well on my way to doing exactly that. Oh my goodness. I didn't think we were gonna make it. Hey, Duck Something, welcome in. Hope you are well. Stat Cat, we're staying at my aunt's place. It's nice being around native family again. Going to visit my grandma. Bet there'll be tons of pictures. We all know Frownie's intentions, or do we? I'm not even convinced that, Oh! Yeah. I didn't connect those. That makes more sense. I was just gonna say, I'm not even convinced that I know my own intentions most of the time. Oh, this is just a combat level. Nice. I was wondering where all the crystals were. Sustained a bit of damage. This might take a few tries. Wow, that first level. Was that just one level that took me an hour? Goodness. This level's gonna take me a while as well. Our characters in this game are vampires according to the, like, story and the... Oh, no. And the aesthetic of the game. But, like... We don't do anything that's, like... We don't have any abilities. Or strengths or weaknesses that, like... Are, like... traditionally associated with vampires in any way that I can tell. We're kind of vampires in name only. I keep grabbing the ruin your controls poison. I gotta stop that. We have to take out 900 enemies? My goodness, what a level. I think our upside down time has been satisfied. What? Oh. I know what hurt me. Oh. To get out of here with the cards. Why? Why is that guy able to throw 1,000 cards? No! The weapon that I was... Oh, I didn't even see that poison skull. Ooh, number 9. Let's go. This is what I need more of in my life. Alright, we got it. We got it. I saw I was getting close. I was worried I was going to jinx myself. Thank goodness. Hey, Dynamite, welcome in. Welcome to the, what is hopefully the end of Vampire Crystals. I've got 2 levels and a boss left. I hope you make it. Thank you. I'm ready to be released from this game. No. I definitely don't hate it. I am a little tired. I am a little tired of it, mostly because of how difficult it's become. You know, it's not fun to grind the same stage for an hour or two, necessarily, but, you know. I continue to think pretty highly of this game, but I am ready to be out of it. 1, because of the difficulty, and 2, because just for the continuation of the project in general, like, I need to clear it. Oh. I got the bad timer. Pac-Man TV takes no prisoners. I see what you did there. It took me a moment, but I see what you did there now. It is Pac-Man TV. Oh. Why did I suddenly start taking so much damage? Hey Greg, welcome in. Hope your weekend is getting off to a wonderful start. We are attempting to finish up Vampire Crystals tonight. That is my one major objective with the stream. I thought this was invincibility. What, why, ow? Ugh, the crystal quota is just way too high. 1,200. I need the game to give me some extra health very badly if I'm going to make it through this one. Ooh, or the number 9 weapon. I'm not going to complain about that. Except I still think I walked into a card. Oh no, there are 2 weapons over there. I'm worried that may mean there are none over here. There's a 3, I'll take it. I think I walked into a poison. Playing Metal Gear Solid 2, Greg says. Hope you're having a wonderful time with that. I did real bad that round. Real bad. Haven't played that game in almost 20 years. Manny Bounce, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Hope your weekend is going well. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Vampire Crystals. The endless struggle of Vampire Crystals. Cool looking game. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good game. It's a dual stick shooter, like Smash TV, or people say it looks like Vampire Survivors. I like this style of game a whole lot, even though I haven't played a ton of games in this style. I really like the ones that I have. So, like, I enjoy the gameplay. It's gotten to be quite a bit difficult. I'm really struggling to get past each level now. But I'm getting somewhat near the end. I'm a few levels out from the end. And I'm really hoping to try and finish this one tonight. Skull and crossbones. That's another shape that the crystals make. That looks good. Alright, I met the enemy quota, but I'm a ways off from the crystal quota yet. No, and they've become much more populated. Why are there so many extra enemies all of a sudden? I need a weapon! I need a weapon! Yucky. It's got crystals, but we're the vampires. The player characters are supposed to be vampires. We don't have any. I was saying before, we're vampires in name only. We don't have any vampire abilities. It's just the story and the aesthetic. Is that, yeah, the player character is supposed to be a vampire. It doesn't have anything to do with vampires for real. Made preparations so I could find secret wall pizza rolls in about 10 minutes, Pookie says. Not really a fan of pizza rolls. I prefer those bagel pizza bites, if I want anything like that. I like pizza rolls well enough from time to time. I'll have them 2 or 3 times a year typically. I don't have them all that often, but every now and then a sheet of pizza rolls and tater tots. Oh no, yuck! Ah, I ran into a thing. That's the worst, because it's damage I do to myself. And then I took damage again, but I don't think I deserved the second one. I don't... When your character goes all white like that, that's supposed to be invincibility, but I still get hurt even when I have it, so I don't understand. I don't understand what it's invincibility from. I know it doesn't protect you against the stage hazards, but it also seems like it now no longer protects me from the enemies, which I thought was supposed to be the whole point. This is great. I could have used more of these mushrooms last round. No! Ah, yuck. Oh, I grabbed a worse weapon. I downgraded. I hate that. I mean, I would be perfectly happy to just walk back and forth right here forever. It is spawning lots of crystals right here. I'm never going to meet my enemy quota doing this, but... Is this the actual meta of the game? Is just hang out in one spot? Is this the ultimate strategy? Only had to be 12 hours in to find it. Love pizza rolls and bagel bites, StatCat says. At the bagel bites, I'm less enthusiastic about. I don't know that I ever cooked them properly. Kind of looking at getting a framework laptop, StatCat says. I don't know that I know what that means. Like, I don't know that I know how that's different from a regular laptop. It's weird that every enemy has the same death sound effect, Pookie says, but somewhat good game design because it's a very clear audio cue. An enemy has died, and you can move on to the next enemy. Yeah, and a game that's, like, kind of chaotic like this, that actually might be for the better. I don't know that I'm leaning into the, like, I don't know that I'm paying a lot of attention to the audio cues, but... so upsetting. I walked over that on purpose to restart my life. It's a laptop company, values repairability, as StatCat says, sells each individual laptop part on their site so you can fix a specific part. That is a rare and valuable quality. That's something to be respected, I would say, for sure. These are a lot of very frustrating enemies to deal with on this stage. Oh, they put two poison skulls there. That passageway is completely blocked off. These enemies are particularly frustrating because of their long-range attacks. I clearly can't handle them. In addition to new motherboards, so you can swap it out and use the same chassis. One pizza-related thing I haven't had in too long is Texas Toast Pizza. Amazing stuff, but it's probably the best way that I know to burn the roof of your mouth, aka French bread pizza. We made Texas Toast pizzas. We talked about that on the stream one night, and then Jelly and I made some. We bought those, like, Texas Toast garlic bread. And then got our own pizza toppings. We baked the Texas toast and then decorated into pizzas, and it was really good. It came up on the stream, and apparently it's something that like a lot of people do, and it's an idea that's been around for a long time. But I'd never thought of it before. I'd never seen it. I'd never seen anyone do it, so I thought I was like I felt like I was thinking of something original when we were talking about it. Or whatever chat member gave me the idea was coming up with something original. I don't recall exactly how the conversation happened. But it seemed like something unique to me. But apparently it's something people have been doing a long time, for a long time. But yeah, Jelly and I actually went out and made them, and they were pretty good. I don't know how you can eat those little toast faces. Change. I already changed the. I already changed to it. This is. You're paying points for something that already happened, StatCat. We should add that to the Frownie options. Oh, it's permanent now. Okay, we'll leave it up. We'll leave it up. That looks glorious. I only get the pre-made / frozen stuff. I forgot what we used for it. I had some of those big deli pepperonis. We got jarred pizza sauce, and I think we had this like 4 cheese blend. I don't think you can see there are. So I put a layer of deli pepperonis, like the big, the great big ones. I put 2 of those on top of the toast, and then the layer of sauce, and then the cheese, and then the big pepperoni. The thought being that the pepperoni would sort of create a buffer layer between the Texas, because Texas toast is really spongy and soft. And so I thought if I put down some deli pepperonis, it'll sort of protect the Texas toast from the sauce, and it won't get all like liquefied and mushy. And I guess it worked. You can draw Agent Frownies on the pepperonis with sriracha or something. I don't think I could put sriracha on my pizza. That's a condiment usage that makes me uncomfortable to think about. Adult Lunchables. I wish you luck with your goals, Dynamite, but, let others enjoy what they want. There's no need to be nasty to us. I go to the gym, but I would destroy a Texas Toast Pizza, Statcat says. Especially if they had little frownies on them. I simply said how I see it. I besmirch no one. Just comes a that it comes across a little harsh in text. I think the real, like, what I kind of think the real move would be, so far as decorating your pepperonis with little frownies, would be to cut yourself some pieces to assemble a frownie made out of black olives on top of the pepperonis. That's not a pizza topping that I can personally abide, but I think that would stand out a lot more clearly. I would use Kewpie? I don't know if I know what that is. Or maybe balsamic sauce? Japanese mayo? Oh, so I didn't mention this before. There's a very high probability of a Saturday stream tomorrow night. I should have said that right from the start. But Jelly is gonna be out of town tomorrow night, so since I'm gonna be left to my own devices, I never stream on a Saturday night, but I think that I will almost certainly stream tomorrow. So there's that. But there's also, since Jelly's out of town, I can make seafood for dinner. So I'm gonna make I'm looking forward. I'm gonna have a shrimp stir fry for dinner. I've been looking forward to it for a week. Japanese mayo has yolks in it, and it's sweeter. I don't know why you feel the need to be so weirdly aggressive about this, Dynamite. I get it. You don't like homemade pizza. That's fine. We do. Yum Yum sauce is different, but I think that'd be good too. I don't know what that is. I think that would be better than Kewpie. Is that another Japanese condiment? I guess I got a dozen pizza rolls from smashing my walls in with a whip. I actually didn't eat anything yesterday. Not much the day before. Not eating didn't really bother me too much, but it's nice to get back to it. I hope it wasn't, well, I don't know. I hope that you're feeling alright, Pookie. But the loss of appetite isn't anything serious. I've got pizza on the way, Loyal says. Tonight was amazing, Persephone says. Welcome in, Persephone. Glad you have glad you seem to have good news. Don't feel pressured to share if you'd rather not, but I'm glad to hear that things are amazing for you. It's fine. It was actually a fasting thing. It's been a lot of a couple people talking about doing fasting. Yum Yum sauce is mayonnaise with some tomato, paprika, and garlic added. There's other stuff, but that's the main stuff. Photographed this huge production tonight. Paid work and everything. So far, my shots look amazing. Wonderful. That is great to hear, Persephone. Very nice. Very nice that you're picking up paid jobs, and also very nice that the work is coming out well. Definitely want to hear that. And once again, I proved that manual focus lenses are way better than autofocus. I don't know, Dynamite. I don't think "I ain't scared, come at me" might read differently. It might read differently to you than it does to me. Oh, please. I'm trying to catch up. I don't have anything to add about the Lynn's chat. I'm out of my depth. It's like the computer talk from the other night. I don't have anything to add. Jeez Louise, just trying to establish a silly identity here and have lighthearted fun with it. I'm a health guy, at least in my opinion. And I want to give you guys grief about snacky foods. I think we're gonna be okay, Dynamite. Just the first comment. All right, maybe just a little caution. Like, don't. You gotta keep in mind. I'm here the whole time and read all the chat, but I want to keep the temperature down, and comments like "y'all are nasty and gross" are not gonna read the same way to people that are not here quite as often. And that coming with a statement directed at other people like that changes the tone of everything that comes after. I didn't know this game has co-op, Pookie says. That would probably be good stuff. I don't even know what the co-op mode looks like. The one big concern about co-op for this, if it's not split screen, you're gonna have to coordinate your moves with your partner to get the camera to move across the board. And that, well, I don't know. I imagine the camera is not going to zoom, right? Like, it's not going to do a Smash Brothers thing, or when you spread out, it'll pull away. Even if it did that, it would be a nightmare for this game. I guess I didn't. All right, let's. I don't want you. You don't have to feel like you can't share your opinions. I'm just saying, maybe like direct it at. It's just I'm just asking you to maybe direct it more at the food than the people, if you want to make a comment like that. It's just it's mostly just a wording thing that I think made things come across differently than how they should have. We don't have the benefit of your tone of voice. At least co-op would make the grind in the game a bit more tolerable. It's unlikely you'd find someone else with tenacity to see it through with the bumps in the road. I just noticed this. The question marks is after. Is this a mystery game? So I put question marks, StatCap, because I don't actually know what I plan to do after this. It kind of depends on if and when I finish this game, what I have the time and strength left for. Because I'm really committed to trying to finish this game tonight. And, you know, I want to wrap the stream up by about 5 or 6 a.m. So, depending on how many hours I have left, will sort of determine what I'm able to consider playing. I mean, there's no reason we can't look at the co-op, I guess. Deathmatch? Eliminate all your opponents. Items you find will be your ally. Defend yourself from hordes of zombies and be the last man standing. Collect more crystals than your opponent before time runs out. So this is like, it's not going through the game. It's not going through the game to... Oh, no, cooperative. What am I... Cooperative. Yeah, two or more players. Alright, so you can take it all the way up to 4. I'm committed to finishing this game tonight. I'm getting sick of this and don't want to play this another stream. I mean, I can't say it's 100% not... Like, I can't say that it's not that to a degree. Oh, I think I missed the hydrate, Pookie. Thank you for that. I'm way behind. I'm a little tired of the grind. Of being stuck on some of these levels for so long. And, the part of it's because the game's more difficult. Part of it's my own lack of focus. It's a little bit of a me problem. But mostly the thing is I want to finish this game tonight because it's almost Halloween and I have 2 more games that I want to get through with this marathon. And I don't know how long either of the other 2 games are going to take. So like every night I spend on this is another night I lose for those 2 games. My expectation or hope with the other 2 titles is I think one of them is going to be a game that I only spend 1 night on. Yuck. I think, again, I don't really know what they are. I'm making assumptions about like their genre and gameplay, but just one of them I know, one of them I actually do know a little bit more about. But anyway, not knowing what I'm getting into. Not having a clear idea of what I'm getting into with the other 2 games, I kind of think one of them is going to be a 1-night affair, but the other is going to probably drag on like this one did for at least a few nights, and I really want to have everything finished by Halloween. So yeah, I got to get this game out of the way so I can move on to the other 2. I'm definitely not rushing it or shortchanging it in any way, though. It's getting its full time and appreciation. Oh, no. No. What am I doing? Just don't even care about the crystals. Okay, we got it. I'm running around collecting crystals when I'm already maxed out. So this level, if I remember right, on loop 1, the gimmick of this level is that, well, I mean, you can see, we've got a very, very low amount of time. So, I've got to, oh, but it's just enemy. There's no crystals. Okay, that's good. But I've got to stay on top of collecting the clocks. I don't think this one will be as bad as the previous one, but, I was reading your story there, Persephone, and I lost train of thought of what I was saying. I don't think this level is going to be as tough as the last one. Yeah, this is we're on loop 2, and we've got, this is the last level. Unless there's a loop 3, this is the last level before the final boss. It did kind of a Ghosts and Goblins thing to us after we beat the game. The first set of levels all took place. They were all day lit, and then after I beat the game, it gave us like a bad ending, and then the credits rolled, and then it said night mode unlocked. And then when I went back to the world map, it had expanded by half. It's all the same levels again, but now they're at nighttime and they're more difficult. Your princess is in another castle. Pookie caught a detail and made a clip of it and put it in the Discord. Thank you for that, Pookie. I'll check it out. I'll check it out after the stream. I'll see if I even noticed it. Or maybe I'll check it out maybe I'll pull it up during the credit roll. That'll probably give me an opportunity. So I don't exactly know for sure. I mean, the way the world map expanded and the way the first ending left off unsatisfactorily, I'm pretty sure I'm not doing this for nothing. You know, if you're motivated by things like true endings and stuff like that, I don't know if there's gonna be I don't think there's gonna be like an extra boss or anything, but there should be a different ending. It's really weird that when you die, to start a new round, you don't just tap the A button. A is pause. The A button is pause. That's so, but you have to specifically hit X when you want to start a new round. It's odd. Very odd button assignments. Can't find any weapons. Alright, yeah, this is a... That attempt's dead from the start. For my part, Dynamite, we are all good. No, I was mere footsteps. I was mere footsteps away from another clock. I honestly lost focus and just even forgot that I'm supposed to be prioritizing clocks over above every other concern until the very last moment. No! And then I grabbed a bad clock on this one. Is this difficult or more so annoying to beat? It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. It kind of depends on the level. Some of the levels are, I feel, frustrating. They feel annoying. There was one that I struggled with for a really long time. Mostly because the stage was littered with poison items. And it was so hard just to walk anywhere without running into one. But other levels feel just fine. Like, they feel like they're well balanced, the challenge is reasonable, they give you the right items, or, you know, you get the right items most of the time. There's always a degree of luck to it, right, with anything kind of randomized like this. But it's a little bit of a mixed bag. It's a little bit tougher to play in a streaming situation, though, because, like, it is very demanding of your focus, and I have a strong draw on my attention away from the game. If you're really locked in with it, I think that even some of the stages that gave me a lot of difficulty and frustration would probably be a lot easier. This one seems like it's largely luck-based, because you're basically at the mercy of the RNG spawning clocks. Yeah, I mean, I think it does give you... It does give you... Like, it is set up to heavily spawn clocks, but where they show up... I think it'll pretty much always give you enough clocks, but... Like, or theoretically enough clocks, but... to be in the right place at the right time to collect them all, that it does, like there's a big luck factor there. Hey, John Fox, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're well. That pizza looks good. I'm glad you approve. That's a pizza made on top of Texas toast garlic bread. It was just a silly thing that came up on the in a conversation on the chat one night, and we talked about it so much that in between streams I felt compelled to go and make some, and then I just wanted to share a picture. And then it just came up again tonight, so we threw it up again semi-randomly. I've got you wanting pizza now. This game is a blast from the past. I'm pretty far along. Lasers, if you mean the weapon number 9, that one does come up from time to time. I believe I'm on the next to the last level. I'm actually amazed. I think you're the first person to come into the stream who's actually played this game. I think you're the first person to come into the stream who's actually played any of the games that I've done all October. For October, I've been doing a little WiiWare marathon. I've been trying to play all the spooky or, horror WiiWare titles that I could find, and it's been a pretty interesting journey. 1,200 enemies is crazy while you're juggling keeping the clock going. Well, it's the final challenge, so we got to be at it's got to be the toughest level now. It is a high count, but we've worked our way up here. Your brother used to have it, but he passed away. Died in a car crash 3 years ago. I'm very sorry to hear that, John. Hopefully we can, at least share some fond memories with you, though. Saying maybe that Smash TV focus I had might help big with this, but I don't have a Wii yet. I mean, Dynamite, you can beat Smash TV. You'd probably have no problem with this game. I'm sure if you played it, you would if you I'm sure if you played it, you would you would just you'd have no problem with it. You would think that my struggle was ridiculous. My I can't. I'm a long way off from beating Smash TV. On my best runs, I can make it to stage 3, but I don't think I've ever even seen the stage 3 boss. I'm a long way off on that game. Mostly because of Scarface. Scarface ruins me. He was drinking. It's very unfortunate. Smash TV on the Super Nintendo, I think my best chance for beating Smash... Well, I don't know. I don't know if my best chance for beating Smash TV is the Super Nintendo or the NES. I think the NES game is easier, but I want to beat the Super Nintendo one, right? I don't want to just beat it because I played an easier version of the game. The Genesis version, though, Here we go. So if this is the laser weapon that you were talking about, which I think it might be, yeah, this is the best weapon in the game. This game is crazy. This weapon is crazy good. But I killed myself by walking into a bad timer. Smash TV might be harder to keep alive in some respects. This game requires lots of moving around and finding items. Smash TV is all on one screen. You do get... So one thing that can happen to you in this game that can't happen to you in Smash TV is there's a lot of instances where you will walk into an obstacle as the camera pans. There might be an enemy that's off screen, they throw a projectile at you, and you're at the edge moving the camera along and you run into it. Or there's like a poison item, same thing happens, especially when you pick up the speed boots. That's happened to me quite a few times, and that is very frustrating. That's one thing that won't happen to you in Smash TV. So, whether that makes it significantly more difficult, it definitely makes it difficult in a different way. Scarface basically cheats. Yeah, Scarface. I can do pretty well. Like, I can make it to Scarface on my first continue when I'm having a good run. I can't make it there in one life, but I can make it there without using a continue. But then when I get to Scarface, he just eats away all of my reserves. I hate using that peanut weapon. And that's like... So far as I gather, that's the weapon you need to fight Scarface with, and even if you can get by with another weapon, the arena spawns the peanut so much that I'm gonna end up collecting it regardless, no matter how badly I may not want it. And I just have a rough time with it. So the timer gimmick does make this level a little bit difficult, but it is only enemy count. There are no crystals, so like those these types of levels are usually ultimately easier. I just need to make sure I focus up and get a little bit of luck. We were doing better that round. I'm not sure what the peanut weapon is. I'm sorry again. It's an explosive weapon that bounces off of the walls. I just call it I don't know what to call it. I just call it the peanut because its icon when you collect it looks like a peanut. Grenade launcher. All right, yeah. So it's the grenade launcher. The thing, but to me, the little square that gives you that weapon looks like a peanut. So that's what I've always called it. My most hated weapon in Smash TV is the one where it has an arc that goes above the level and then lands in a very specific spot a little ways away from where you fire it. Has a high rate of fire and seems powerful, but I hate trying to be consistent with where the shot lands, especially during bosses. I think we're talking about the same weapon, Pookie. I think we're talking about the same thing. I don't disagree with you, Pookie. I definitely, you know, want to do runs where I keep my focus, but that's easier said than done. Frownie falls to temptation. I'm pretty confident we're gonna get there. The good news is, at least on loop 1, the boss that came after on loop 1, the boss that came after this stage wasn't too difficult. It took a few tries. It took a little while, but it wasn't as hard as the World 2 boss, so I mean, I don't, surely they've changed some things, but I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that if I make it through this stage, and I think we will. Clocks, I need clocks. I don't know what hurt me. Just right into that card. I think I need to invest in a Wii Pro controller. I only have the classic controller for the Wii. And it's really good for a lot of things, but the sticks are just way too close together. Anything I have to use both of the sticks for is... It's far less than ideal. Oh, yuck. I just destroyed this run. The Pookie says, for some reason I just pictured a horror scene in my head, where Frownie hears suspicious things throughout his house. He slowly goes to investigate creaks and other sounds until it's obvious it's coming from the closet. He slowly opens it, and with a fearful look, revealing a game shark, or game genie, in said closet, and screams at the top of his lungs. And then the shot goes to outside his house while the scream is still going. Then silence, followed by a fade to black. Sierra, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. You came in during a spooky ghost story. Through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered, the vintage Tomorrowins have raided their way to your stream. Welcome in, friends. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for coming along. Spence, good to see you. Tacos de Gatos, welcome in. Teeny, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. We are playing after raid and run, Sierra says. Way past my bedtime, have a good stream. No worries, Sierra. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate you dropping by. Hopefully we're going to be able to spend a little bit more time together on another occasion. But by all means, take care of yourself. We will endeavor to take good care of your people for you. So welcome in. Looks like they're playing some Halo Infinite over there. If I have typed that right. Welcome to Vampire Crystals. This is a Smash TV style game, twin stick shooter. People compare it to Vampire Survivors. I haven't played that one, but that's what I hear. It's a WiiWare title. I'm playing spooky WiiWare games for the month of October. We've been through a whole lot of them. And we're really far along in this game. It's a little bit of a grind. I'm struggling with this level here. A little bit, but we're far along. I think this is the last level before the final boss. So, if I can make it through this, victory will be here soon. Lots of zombies ate my neighbor's feelings to this game too, Dynamite says. Boy, I love Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I've been saying for a while now, I would be very interested to see Zombies Ate My Neighbors modified for a twin stick setup. I think that has potential to be a lot of fun. I mean, the game's already fun as it is, but with the twin stick controls, I think that could take it to another level even. At the very least, it could make it a little bit easier, because that game is such insane brutality to beat. Zergling said it for the horror story. It turns out it was Isaac screaming the whole time. Isaac looks like he's in a perpetual scream. His jaw tends to hang wide open. I was gonna change the camera and point to him, but he's in a Halloween costume, so I mean, you can't. I can't illustrate my point at the moment because he's hidden behind a mask. I beat Zombies. Dynamite says I lost interest on Ghoul Patrol. Didn't want to do it all over again. I beat Zombies Ate My Neighbors once. I'm not perfectly satisfied with the way the run ended, but I don't know that I would ever be able to do any better than I did. That one time, so I mean, I'll definitely play the game again just because it's a lot of fun, even if I'm not gonna be able to make it all the way through it. You know, I'll definitely play more of it. But I think I've had my best run. Already. Unless I like really dig in, like go like bananas with it and like really like memorize every level layout. I don't really foresee me having a better run than my one time I beat it. You feel the same? Always room for a bester run, Zergling says. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is really hard. Got pretty far in it. Never finished it, Pookie says. Have it on the Switch? Probably use save states to get through it. I never, I don't. It's one of those games that I kind of fully expected I would never beat. There's a couple of those. Like Smash TV is one that I think there's a good probability I'll never beat it. I'm gonna keep coming back to it, but I don't feel like I don't feel like I get much better at it, or if I do, it's so slowly. I just don't have a lot of hope in victory for that one. Tasmania on the Super Nintendo is one that, like, I have strong doubts that I could ever beat. That's the one, I think that's the only game we didn't finish in our Tasmanian Devil Marathon. One of the things about Zombies Ate My Neighbors is that, like, it has a password system, but really, if you want to beat it, I kind of think you have to play, unless you are just crazy skilled at the game, I kind of think you have to ignore the passwords, and you have to do a complete playthrough all the way from the very beginning if you want to have any hope of beating it. You know, if you're not, like, because, like, you need so many resources. If you use a password and start later in the game, it doesn't save your inventory, so there's not really enough opportunity to collect all the resources that you need from the midpoint to get you all the way through the end game, I don't think. One of the things that really helps with it though is if you do stockpile the right stuff, especially if you stockpile keys and the skeleton keys, a lot of the boss fights in the game are completely optional. So if you collect a lot of keys, you can save some of your resources by picking your boss fights wisely. Because the goal of the game is not to defeat bosses. The goal of the game is to rescue the victims. No, why would you get better at Tasmania on the NES? That's like spending time improving your calligraphy skills. it's kind of like for the same reason you would improve your calligraphy skills. It's something you do just for the sake of doing it. The reward is the task. Come on, I need another clock. I need another clock. I'm gonna lose and it's not my fault. Just need more clocks. No. That was pretty good. That's our closest run yet. And my big problem was I hit a thing that messed up my controls for a little while. I lost a lot of time and 2 hit points. I am an admirer of a good, I think they're called technical memes, is the term for it. How do you describe it? It's like, very high effort activities for little or no outcome. Like when someone sits down with a goal to like count to 1,000,000, one number at a time, right? Or like sometimes you see musicians will do like live streams where they do nothing but practice scales for like 12 hours straight or something. Which is like, you know, it's a tremendous Herculean effort for something that has no practical value. I am a sucker for those from time to time. That's why I wanted to do a no death run of Haunted Castle. The complete playthrough thing is kind of what killed my desire to continue to try to win Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Pookie says. It's an effort because it's not a short game. But it is fun. Like if you just if you just pick it up and play it every now and then without like necessarily going on a grind to try and beat it, I think it can remain enjoyable enough that you can sort of slowly get better at it over time and eventually make your way through it. That was what worked for me anyway. I never went on a grind for that game. I just picked it up and played it once every couple months. And I do a little better every now and then I got lucky one night and just made it through. Hey, Master Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the next to last level of Vampire Crystals, I think. I had a really close attempt. This is a tough level. I got really close, like 2 or 3 attempts back. So hopes are rising. This level has a gimmick. It's a very ungenerous timer, so I have to have a heavy focus on manually collecting extra time off the board to keep my run alive, while still, working for my enemy quota to beat the level. That was a long time to not have a power-up. Oh. Stop with the cards. That lightning bolt doesn't wipe the whole board, it only wipes the board in your proximity. Which, I mean, is fine, but... Oh, that was... I wasn't thinking right. Standing in one place like that. I was doing it for a good reason, but... Best game from that generation that's ruined by difficulty is Comic Zone. So satisfying to play, but it's so cheap in many, many ways, Pookie says. I've never tried that one. I don't, I've heard of it, but I don't actually have any familiarity with it. I'm scared I'm considered old now. I actually like dark chocolate all of a sudden. I like dark chocolate. I tend to gravitate toward that if I'm gonna have some. I'm not really like I don't tend to have a huge sweet tooth. For me, it's definitely things that are more like salty or oily that like I'll have like cravings for. So far as like, you know, sort of junk food type stuff. But if I'm gonna have chocolate, then I tend to prefer dark chocolate. I love sweet stuff. I have to have granola bars as opposed to cookies or ice cream because they aren't as addicting. I eat those at a much more reasonable pace. Jelly is the sweet tooth between the two of us. Jelly loves like ice cream and candies and all things super sweet. I love this game, but it's unnecessarily hard, StatCat says. I blame game devs being terrified of game rentals for Comic Zone. That seems to, seems to be the root cause of a lot of difficulty evils. Hey, Ravenchild, welcome in. Dynamite learned to beat Comic Zone in 3 hours. I can't weigh in. I haven't tried it or seen it. I don't think I have that one. It's a Genesis game, right? Genesis. No, I disagree. I don't even know what hit me. It's on the Switch in the Genesis collection. I haven't updated my game collection in such a long time. I've got too much stuff just sitting in boxes waiting to be inventoried and added into the mix. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have it here, unless I have it as, unless it was released as a multi-cart, but probably not. I haven't looked at the Genesis. Oh, I'm not subscribed to that though yet either. The just that's the one. Yeah, that's one of the ones you have to pay extra for. I don't have the expansion on the Switch yet. I was gonna say I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I mean I've never looked at it actually on the console. I guess because I've never had it yet. They don't have Splatterhouse 3 on the Switch Online for the Genesis for the Switch Online, do they? Because if that were in there, then I might have to speed up looking into that. Oh no, time. No! Ah! Now my health is gone. I don't know how I got so close on that one attempt. I've been blundering majorly. Yeah, I have the base. I have the base level Switch Online. So I have the NES games and the Super NES and I think the Game Boy, although I don't think I installed the thing for the Game Boy yet. Unless it was an automatic update. I don't think I got that out of the eShop or whatever yet. I think Game Boy is free. Can't find a current list of games for the Genesis Collection on the Switch. There's an actual separate Genesis Collection of games that has like 50 plus games. Know that Splatterhouse is not in the Genesis Collection I was referring to. I don't know about the online pass thing. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, I forget that that other Genesis Collection exists. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. I'm gonna step away for a moment, my friends. I need to take a quick BRB, get some more coffee, clear my mind a moment, and come at this fresh after a couple minutes. A lot of the games they put in the online pass is from that collection, which is pretty disappointing. Yeah, I mean that's a shame, you know, if they. But at least if you got the collection, you know, it's kind of a shame that like the games are like now like available through that free. You pay for the service, but you're paying for other things too, perhaps. So it is a shame. At least if you got the collection, though, you're still going to be able to play those when they stop supporting the Switch Online. So in the long term, the buying the collection will still have a benefit, but yeah. All right, my friends. Yeah, I'll be right back with you in just a couple minutes. Thank you for sticking by me so far for the adventure. It's been a little rough, but I'm still hopeful we're gonna make it through. I'll be back with you in just a moment.